Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Today we'll be talking about the most optimal way of losing weight, and there's actually 7 billion of those. And so the most optimal way of losing weight is the way that works for you. And there's 7 billion people in the world, so that's why there's 7 billion. So I know that's not very helpful on its own, but let me get into it. In this modern, overly structured society, we're also used to getting fed a bunch of stuff before we do something, right? That's what our education system looks like. We're supposed to sit and read a bunch of stuff, not really try and do things like practically. What we're supposed to read up, do the research, so we're prepared. And that's how it works with a lot of things. We buy the apartment, we do research, we look and compare prices, and we get one. And with jobs, we compare jobs and do the research. What is the usual pay? We get stuff for our home, or we're supposed to get into something, go on a trip or something. We have access to so much information. And look, there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. And of course, there's nothing wrong with doing research so you're more prepared for something. But it confuses people because people, when they end up in a spot in life, when they know that I should be losing weight, this is not healthy, or I'm getting weak, I need to get stronger, build some muscle, or generally I'm just not fit, I need to start taking care of my body to get fit. People expect to be able to be fed the right answer beforehand, as with all these other things. Like, if I only find out what diet is good for losing weight, then I lose the weight. Or if I just find the right training program or just way of working out, then I'll reach my results. But it doesn't really work like that because we're all individual. And so why I'm talking about this, it's the same reason, because I know from experience that I've tried so many things, I've learned so much about both the training and the diet, and I know there's not one answer for everyone. Something I respond great to, someone else might not. And that's why I know that you have the best answer on how you should be losing weight in the end. You might, because of lifestyle factors, that you've ended up in a spot where you're just not healthy and there's a lot of disturbance just from you being addicted to junk food and being habituated to being lazy and stuff. You're just not in tune with your body, but the good news is that you can get that back. You can get that intuitive, nutritional, and exercisional knowledge, or wisdom. So because I know, for instance, in the gym, that I go so much by how I feel. I think during the workout and analyze how it feels. Does it seem like this is putting the demand on my body that I want to in order to improve? Do I feel the muscle I'm trying to working? Do I feel like it's actually that muscle working? And so on. And it's the same reason why with all my personal training clients, I am an online coach, but also a trainer in the gym. It's the same reason I ask them almost between every set of an exercise, like, how did that feel? How did that feel? And maybe how did something more specific feel? And some might think it's just something I say because it's a typical trainer thing to say. But it's actually because I know that they have access to information that I have not. This is what you have to understand. There's no outside information that can trump, do you say that? But be better than what you can know by yourself in the end. So how you should go about it is, again, there's obviously nothing wrong with doing research, but you have to try it and be an active part of it. Use your uncommon sense, like I preach on this channel, and determine for yourself, is this good? Is this working? And if something isn't working, you find something else, you do adjustments and you try. You understand? So when I got into all of this, what I knew was that, I had done some training in your boy room as a teenager, some push-ups, some curls, things like this. And I had been running and I kind of knew about calories without knowing much about nutrition in general. So this was when I was younger, and then in my 20s, kind of let all of that go, did not exercise much and ate like crap. And now I'm 28, soon to be 29 now, and I started training when I was 25. Like for real, doing this whole uncommon sense fitness channel thing. And not only fitness, by the way, but anyways. So I did not know much. And so I'm just going to talk through more specifically my dieting here. And so you can see how I ended up knowing what I know now and knowing what's the best methods for me that no one else, in the end, the methods I use now, they are all a combination of many things that I learned from outside and tried. And so my own diet philosophy and my own diet, basically, and way of eating and thinking about it for gaining muscle or losing weight, it's completely my own method. That's the best one for me. That's unique for me because I am unique as you, exactly like you. So what I did first, I was going from eating a lot of microwave food and just junk food, like that you can buy quickly, pizza, kebab and stuff. I was kind of addicted to it, but a lot was just about laziness. These were the cheap, fast options, you know. So obviously, when you get into it, you don't know what's the best foods to eat necessarily, but you often know what's the shit that you should be avoiding. So I just, this was the first intervention, you know, removing all the microwave food, all the pizza and crap, and just eating more plain food, like rice, chicken, broccoli could summarize what my diet looked like to start with, because I saw a lot of bodybuilders was kind of on that diet. And so a diet like that, what's good about it is that it doesn't really contain much junk, but it's kind of nutrient depleted, nutrient weak. All your micronutrient needs don't really get addressed through that kind of diet. And so, but it worked for losing some weight and doing some progress, you know. Then I realized that, yeah, I still have a decent amount of fat to lose. I should probably focus more on that. And I had, before this whole fitness thing, once when some friends made fun of me because I had become kind of fat, and they had always viewed me as being, you know, slightly athletic looking, at least. But in my former relationship, I got a little comfortable and fat. And so I actually tried eating low carb. And it was exactly when Pokemon Go was new. So I ate low carb and walked around catching Pokemon a lot, and it worked really well. So I tried the keto diet then. And the thing, so I'm going to talk about how it happens, how you find out your best method of losing weight. The keto diet, I'm personally not a huge fan for it, like a long-term thing. I think it's a great intervention to lose weight and reduce sugar and carb cravings and addictions. And so I was on the keto diet for like 4 or 5 months, lost a good amount of weight, but I always knew that this is not sustainable. I can't eat like this forever. Also, it's absolutely not optimal when you want to do the other way around, when you actually want to put on mass, well, hopefully muscle mass, but the lack of carbs just makes you less anabolic and you have less output in the workout. But an intervention like that, it can help. It sets up for when you it's like a step. It can be a step on the way for you to find the diet that works for you. So in my case, well, I wasn't a big sugar addict, but I'm sure it helped reduce my sugar cravings, you know. So when I had cut down, I went back to eating carbs again. To build some muscle. And another thing here, I tried eating like, both when I was losing weight and gaining weight, I had, because just the mainstream fitness advice is that you should eat often, but not so much, you know, spread it out. So I basically ate like 3 protein shakes and 3 meals, like the protein shake in between each meal. And you know, it worked, but it was all about willpower and discipline for me then, because what I've learned is that when you keep eating all the time and not much, like either you're going to be one of these people that's hungry all the time and then can't eat, get full as soon as you eat. In my case, it was more like I was thinking about food all the time, and no meal was enough to fill me up, you know. And then I got more, more into prolonged fasting and intermittent fasting. And so, again, I'm going to talk about how you use these to end up in the way that works for you. The prolonged fasting really helped. It just removed all my food addiction. I was so excited about it when I found out about it that I wanted to try. So prolonged fasting, by the way, we're talking about eating absolutely no calories for 48 hours plus. I've done up to a 1 week fast. And like 48s and 72s many times. And so when you lose weight and you do the prolonged fasting, it's often, depending on the spot you're in, you're going to have to do something that's not exactly what you will be doing to maintain it. It's something, a part of what you're doing is temporary, and then you'll adjust as you're at your goal weight or whatever, you know. But you can always use the thing that you will keep doing. You will keep doing some prolonged fasting, just at a, you know, less intense, less often, less frequent. But to lose the weight, you do more. And then it can kind of help you reduce, for instance, the food addiction, like it did for me. Like, it was the prolonged fasting that really removed my addiction to food. And then I was able to just more intuitively know, like when I'm not just craving something and I'm actually hungry, it was much easier for me to determine in what way I should be eating, And so, and also the nutritional choices, because when you get less addicted to the tastes, not only eating all the time, it'll be easier to, you'll actually enjoy a lot of healthy foods. Like, I eat very plain. Like, many of my meals are just rice, a couple of beef patties, maybe a potato on the side, a carrot, and a glass of orange juice with pulp, And I enjoy that meal a lot now, because my baseline for what is a good taste is a lot lower. And you now have access to your nutritional knowledge via the taste too. And also you'll start thinking about, for me, for instance, removing bread and pasta that I was never a big fan of anyway. I noticed my gut getting less bloated, so that's a good signal. This is a good thing. Do you see how you can figure it all out? But by listening to the signals your body gives it when you're in a healthy spot. It's always some kind of forcing and applying some method at the start, because when you start, you literally can't know what's the most optimal way. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is how it comes full circle with it. Of course, you do some research and you get inspiration. Like, I see Theo doing the prolonged fasting, for instance. I'll try that. And then as you go, you adjust, you listen to your body, both see and feel how it responds, and then you'll end up in the way that's best for you. And again, with the prolonged fasting and intermittent fasting, it's not a decision I made when my body was just functioning the way it should, and the signals that come are actually true and not just like addiction and habitual signals. Then what I ended up in is like that when I go on a phase when I'm training more for progress and putting on muscle, then there's not so much prolonged fasting, but I still do intermittent fasting. And then as I have high output and really try to ramp up the intensity and make progress, my body is craving like 3 to 4 meals. Like 3 meals on most days, or every other day or so I add a 4th meal just by feel, because I can just tell that I'm hungry and it actually means I need more. It's not just a craving. And when I slow down the training a bit and just maintain it while I do some fasting, well, maybe to cut some excess fat that I put on with like more intense building phase, but also just fasting for other health reasons and spiritual reasons, then my body kind of is happy with eating twice, eating a kind of big breakfast and then a bigger meal after my workout. So you see, all of this, no one could have taught me this before I got into this. It was trying, again, of course, doing some research, seeing, I tried the keto diet, I tried the intermittent fasting, I tried the prolonged fasting. And now, by the way, to just mention, I didn't talk so much about the food choices, but that's also something, we're just trying different things and seeing how your body responds. And what I've ended up with is the vertical diet. It's a diet by Stan Efferding, a former power lifter and bodybuilder, who's, he's made this diet for optimizing performance and health, and that's what I've ended up with, and my body just responds great to. My gut is working great. I'm never bloated. I get great, I have great energy throughout the day, great output in my workouts, and I'm able to do progress. So this video, I'm kind of trying. Do you see on this channel how I am not the guy that will teach you the actual talk so much about the keto? I talk a fair bit about the fasting because I love it so much, but it's still in kind of this holistic sense, It's not like this is the fasting routine to lose weight the fastest, or this is the fasting routine for the ripped guy, or whatever, It's holistic. I want you to understand the whole concept, the whole process of the thing, the philosophy, how you go about it. Because in the end, again, we're unique. There is no one way. I urge you to combine my channel with other channels that maybe teach you more about the details that I will go into too sometimes, but I'm more giving you the uncommon sense that you need to actually end up in the way that works for you in order for you to reach your goals, be healthy and happy. So please let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. Was it helpful? Did you learn something? Anything you thought about? Please let me know. Please comment anyway. All likes, like too. All likes and comments help support the channel, helps more people see it, so it's very much appreciated. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building the muscle, but also uncommon sense takes on, well, anything. Life, society, relationship, how to become a fucking awesome person. All right, guys, I'll see you in another video. Peace.